local people, local news and events, local sports, local matters. For all things Lloydminster and area, this is Live with Kurt Price.
Hey, welcome to Live with Kurt Price, presented by Harris Electric. Julymas has been extended at Harris Electric. Save on permanent and decorative lighting for your home, cabin, acreage, or business. Book your summer installation by July 31st using promo code KURT, and you get an extra 5% off to enjoy holiday displays, game day colors, and special occasions year-round. Call Harris Electric today. Caroline Parke is here today to talk to us about her Josie Music Award. That nomination came in last month, and we're excited to talk to her about that. We'll also be chatting with Bieker, who has a free show coming up at the Vic Juba Theatre August 29th for Alberta Day. So find out more about who Bieker is, this Alberta-based artist. We want to once again congratulate Dr. Lindy Scribonti on being awarded cupcakes for caregivers this week. Dr. Scribonti is a child psychologist and also contributes a lot to connecting parents, supporting families. She's very well known in the area and very well respected. She's compassionate and caring, and so we were excited to deliver those cupcakes yesterday. Cupcakes for Caregivers is brought to you by Sobeys here in Lloydminster. They supply those delicious cupcakes, just a sweet treat for our caregivers, and Umbrella Marketing and Design. And you could nominate a caregiver or even a group of caregivers by sending us an email. That's at livewithkurtprice@gmail.com. If you know a deserving caregiver, send us a nomination as soon as you can. And we do at times, we admit, get a little backed up, but we will get there. So get those nominations in. This Sunday is the Frenchman Butte Museum Festival, and we hope to see you out there. Myself and my wife and Maria Kokodas, we're serving pie between 3 and 4 p.m. So swing by and get some pie and get a raffle ticket as well on those quilts. Glenn Grant is the president of the Frenchman Butte Museum Society, and he told us there's a lot going on that day, starting with the church service in the morning.
There's homemade pies. A lot of the volunteer members and stuff and their families and stuff, they bring pies, and pretty much all homemade stuff. We have that. Hot dog stand and stuff. And then we have activities for the kids. That's going to be usually a pretty popular deal with the little ones, sort of thing. A bunch of demonstrations, like a blacksmith. There's a chainsaw carver, I think, coming this year, if he can fit it in, it looks like. Going to be doing that, and then a bunch of numerous other ones, and rope making, bunch of different.
Because Super Troopers 3 arrives at May Cinema 6, starring Jay Chandra-Sinkar, Lisa Gilroy, and Brian Cox. When Farva's over-the-top Indian engagement to Thorny's sister spirals into chaos, the Super Troopers must navigate Thorny's schemes to break up the relationship, all while trying to bring down a new drug ring. Also playing at May Cinema 6, Spider-Man Brand New Day, The Odyssey, Minions and Monsters, and Toy Story 5. For tickets and showtimes to all upcoming movies, including Super Troopers 3, go to maytheaters.com. Live in Lloyd is brought to you by the Vic Juba Community Theatre and May Cinema 6. We want to take you shopping for your back-to-school supplies. We're partnering with Spiros, Harris Electric, and SwiftNet.ca for a contest called Pack Your Backpack. All you have to do is send in your back-to-school wish list. What are some things on your wish list that you want to make sure that you get? Or maybe mom and dad are on the fence about buying these things on your wish list. We might be able to just help you out there. 3 students, 1 teacher will go shopping with Live in Lloyd, with Kurt Price, Spiros, Harris Electric, and SwiftNet.ca, and we'll try to fulfill those up to $500 each. So send your email to livewithkurtprice@gmail.com. And again, if you want to include some funky things on there that you don't think your parents will go for, then do so. Or maybe it's just, you know what, we really need these supplies. Maybe it's just one item. Maybe you're looking at a larger purchase with some fancy running shoes or something like that. But put it on the list and send it into livewithkurtprice@gmail.com, and we could be taking you shopping for your back-to-school supplies. When disaster strikes, restoring your home is only part of the job. BioClean Disaster Services knows that restoring your peace of mind matters just as much as your home. So BioClean Disaster Services, what they're going to do is they're going to take care of you and your family, because they understand that you're not just dealing with the fire and the wind damage and the water damage in your house. You're dealing with a very stressful situation. So BioClean Disaster Services will listen, and then they'll explain every step that's going to happen to get your home or your business back it up to where it was before the disaster and help you get your life back. BioClean Disaster Services. It's that simple. And they are your local restoration company. 1-833-246-8326. We'll take a break and be right back with Josie Award nominee Caroline Parke.
Home, it's where people look out for each other. It's where we live, where we work, and it's where we choose to raise our families. For over 75 years, Harris Electric has been more than just a contractor. We've been your neighbors, so when you need us, we look out for you. We show up fast and do the job right. We're in the stands, we're in the schools, we power this community. Because here in Lloydminster, it's our home too.
At Jason Arden Associates Cooperators, we're proud to be a top-rated local insurance company that offers flexible solutions and expert advice for all your insurance and investment needs. We'll work with you to tailor your insurance specific to your needs, and we offer investment advice that always puts you first. At Cooperators, one of our core values is to give back to the communities that we live in. Thanks to the support of our clients in Lloydminster and area, in 2023, Jason Arden Associates has donated $40,000 to local nonprofits, charities, students, athletes, and other special events. How does your insurance company support our community?
At Lloydminster and District Co-op, membership matters more. Because being part of a co-op means you're connected to something bigger than yourself. From long-held legacy by those who built our communities, to people you call family, friends, and neighbors. When you're a Lloyd Co-op member, you're an owner in a local business that prides itself on purpose alongside profit. You earn cash back, you help support causes that matter most, and you're building a better way of life for the next generation. Membership matters more.
A good night's sleep starts with the right mattress, and you'll find a great selection at Border City Furniture. From plush to firm and everything in between, we carry quality mattresses to fit your comfort level and budget. Looking at a new bedroom set? Paired with a new mattress. Updating your guest room? Start with a new mattress. Just tired of waking up sore? It might be time for a new mattress. And while you're here, browse our selection of sectionals, sofa sets, dining furniture, and recliners. For better sleep and quality Canadian-made furniture, visit Border City Furniture, your locally owned furniture store in downtown Lloydminster.
Thinking about moving but waiting for your home to sell? You may not have to. At Wellings, your next chapter doesn't need to wait for a sold sign. Move into Wellings of Lloydminster this summer and save up to $6,000 while your home sale is underway. You'll have the comfort of knowing your new home is ready when you are. Why put life on hold? Wellings, the right move right now. Visit wellingsoflloydminster.com for the details. I want to welcome Caroline Parke to Live with Kurt Price, presented by Harris Electric. And I get the Live and Lloyd and the Live with Kurt Price mixed up a little bit here on Thursday mornings, but it's great to see you, Caroline. Thanks for being here.
Yeah,
Appreciate
thanks
it.
for having me on the show again.
And congratulations on the award. Caroline is up for a Josie Music Award for her album, All the Moving Parts. So congratulations on this. When did this, what led you to, how much hard work was it to get to a point where I'm sure this worked with every song you've written and everything you've done. It's always better, 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 better.
That's what I've been told. People say that they hear stuff.
But in your mind, it's the same way too, right? Because you're like, if I don't get a nomination for this, I won't get anything.
Well, I didn't feel like I was doing the best I've ever done, but I just felt like it just landed differently than the other albums, right? Because I feel like the storyline in it is so together, and it's definitely about farming, right? And
So the songs are connected.
yeah, they're all, it's all a theme, but they really vary in tempo and temperament. And then I had some guests on to help, elevate the music beyond just me. And that was like a richness that I couldn't do on my own, right?
So tell me about the Josie Music Awards.
They are what I would say is like the biggest award show for independent artists in North America.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. Now, do you think you got the award? A lot of it has to do with the songs are connected, like you said.
I don't know. It's a total package thing. So like I filled out these forms, I submitted links, and then I sent the hard copy in. And I think that the hard copy, like they look at it, they take out, your inserts. I have a lyric insert book in there where I don't just have lyrics, but I also have like little comments about the song so people can kind of feel my vibe and get to know me through that too. So
Is it the first time you've done that?
no,
Tried to,
most of my albums have lyric insert books. I think just all my albums do except for the first one.
but the first time you've done a Josie Music Award?
I did have a nomination in 2021 for my album Pause and Pine,
Okay,
which is a
I
toe
know
tapper.
I knew you were up for an award for that.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize it was the same.
It was a nomination, and I didn't win, and I didn't really expect to. But comparing that album with this one is just like, well, I actually might have a shot at this.
That's
So,
interesting.
yeah.
You feel like, yeah.
Yeah.
That this time I actually have, I think I've got a chance.
But honestly, like out of 100,000 people that applied for the Josies, I think a nomination is a win. Like even if I don't officially win, I feel like it's a beautiful vote of confidence, right?
Yeah, and how much do you need that? As a songwriter, as a musician, how much do these what else picks you up?
Yeah, that's hard to say because I feel like I would do it regardless, because it's something that you're compelled to do, right? It's just who you are. So,
But it's nice to be encouraged.
it is nice to be encouraged, and it is nice to know that my peers think that what I'm doing is cool, right? So that I don't do I need it? I'm like, no, we don't need it, but we do enjoy it probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I can see, like, in life in general, everything comes down to, I'm really liking what I'm doing, but then you can kind of get into a rut.
Yeah.
Then something will happen. Somebody will say something to you, and all of a sudden you go, hey, maybe I can do this. Like, that person saying this means a lot to me.
Yeah,
right?
it actually it probably motivates you more than you think when someone appreciates you.
Yeah.
When you get a thank you card for what you think is no reason, but they just like, hey, I see what you're doing, and I think that you're doing well.
Well, there's been all kinds of studies done, and even in your job, employees would rather have their boss tell them they're doing a good job than get a raise. They'd rather know where they stand.
Well, and especially some people really like to be told that in front of other people, right? Like
Yeah.
that matters, like depending on their value systems, right? But it's something. Yeah.
Absolutely. How'd you find out? Tell us about how you found out you're nominated
Oh
for the award.
gosh. Well, so they drip out the names on their website throughout the month of May in different categories, right? Because there's quite a few categories. And so I remember May's really busy for us, planting season and everything. And I remember going back maybe once a week or, 10 days would go by. Oh yeah, I forgot I got to check this. And there was always this Caroline Owens on there. And so I would just search, on this page, look for Caroline and Caroline Owens. And so
Congratulations, Caroline.
Caroline, yeah, congrats. She's on Bluegrass Junction all the time.
Okay,
She's great, right? She's really great. But I would go there, and I was never there. And I think it was June 2nd or 3rd. I looked and I was like, okay, well, I can just check that off. I don't need to do that anymore. All done with that, and just carry on with my life. And then I was at the Shady Grove Bluegrass Festival 3 weeks ago, I think, and I was walking over to my Uncle Leo's house to go take a shower, and I just I had my shower bag and my towel, and then I had my cell phone, and I thought, oh, I'll just check my email, right? And I had this email that said, "Dear nominee, this is all the details you need to know about this trip to Nashville." And I was like, "Dear nominee, what do you mean? This must be a mistake." And then I saw it's from the Josies, and I was like, "What?" So I quickly go to their website. Like I just dropped everything, and I'm on my cell phone like a you walk past people in a park and they're just like zoned in on their phones, and I'm all judgy about that, but that was me. I'm like, just look at the beautiful park, and I'm like going to the website and I type in Caroline and it's like, wow, all the moving parts has a nomination. And I thought, I was bewildered, right? Like for a minute, and I kind of levitated to Uncle Leo's house. It was another half a block, and then I just stumbled in there and sat down. I thought, I can't believe it. And he's just there watching TV, and I was like, you'll never guess what. So
he was the first person you told?
And I had, he ordered a couple copies of my CD and the last 3 CDs I've had actually. And so yeah, we had a great little celebration there, and I made a post about it that I'm like, I'm so dumb, I didn't check the website, but I guess I don't know what the schedule is that they release the names, but I'm very grateful that they sent that email, because otherwise I wouldn't have known about it, right? Because I stopped looking.
Yeah, now you're like, who cares?
Kind of. Well, like, how your brain, you make a mental note and then you say, okay, I can dismiss that.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like with farming and kids, and like there's just all these events. And I got that Songs and Stories with Caroline Parke, and I was filming that at the end of June, season 2. And I'm juggling stuff. Like I'm always doing stuff. They say like to get something done, you hand it to someone who's busy, because they'll squeeze it in. And I'm just like, I don't know how much more I can squeeze in here. But anyhow, we booked our trip. I was up till midnight last night when we booked our trip to Nashville last night. So
it's not hard to tell where you get the inspiration for your songs, obviously.
Yeah. Well, actually, I had a fan from Ohio reach out to me and say, he was the first person to order the CD when I put them out for sale, and so we had a bit of an exchange while I got his address and stuff on Facebook Messenger, and he said, I mentioned that I want to do a couple music videos this summer for this album, some of my favorite songs, and you tell me which ones you like the best. And so he got back to me and outlined which songs he liked the best. And he said, what I want you to do, if I could, be so bold or whatever, he said, showcase the Canadian landscape, because that's what we want to see.
Oh, interesting.
And I thought, well, that's one perspective, and I think I'll go with that. And so I made 4 music videos, I think, and they all show like the beautiful Canadian landscape and a bit of the farm and a bit of the family life. And it just turned out, so some of the music videos, I just filmed them, and then I went to the house and I would upload them to Google Drive and just file it for, a fall project when there's snow on the ground or whatever. Because in July and August, like I don't want to sit and edit stuff, right?
Nobody does.
And
That's
so
right.
then I would go and open up this Google Drive folder, and I check out the footage, and you never know what you're going to get. And it's like, well, it's probably okay. But some of them I just thought, oh man, I got 11 minutes for a 3-minute video, and every second of it was beautiful. Like, and my son, he was 9 at the time, and he did a lot of the filming. Just did a great job.
Okay, tell me about your family getting involved.
Yeah,
Because do you feel like they always appreciated you, or is now, because we're seeing more of them?
Yeah, I'm pretty careful not to have music overstep them, because I've seen dynamics in families where the kids kind of resent the hobbies of the parents if it's all encompassing, right? So I'm kind of just trying to balance it. Like, this is a hobby, and it's not the number one thing in my life. My family's number 1, my hobby's number 2 or 3. And so, but yeah, they're starting to help a lot. 3 of them are playing violin. One of them exceptionally well. Like, she just played at the Big Valley Jamboree last Thursday. So that was really neat, because they have a youth stage there. And the lady said they had over 70 people apply, and she could only pick 15 people. So I thought,
good for her.
That's a good compliment for a 13-year-old, hey?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So you've decided to travel to Nashville. When you get an award, do they pay for you to come down?
No.
Oh.
Oh no, not at all. And so, yeah, I was just going to go with my husband. And then there was all this chatter about like, well, maybe we should all go. And my father-in-law's like, yeah, we should all go. And I was like, oh boy. So there's 8 of us going down for this. No pressure, right?
Yeah.
So it'll be a bit busier of a trip than I was envisioning.
Yeah. So how long are you making the trip? Like, are you guys, is Nashville going to be like, let's go to spend some time, go to the Grand Ole Opry, do all this kind of stuff?
Well, we do want to do those things too, but no, we're going to fly into Atlanta, and then we're going to just drive north to actually, it's right on the North Carolina border of Georgia and North Carolina, and go to the Daly and Vincent Music Festival. And then I'm going to go by myself up to Nashville and leave the family at that festival. And on the Saturday, there's a big networking opportunity for all the nominees. And then Sunday they'll come and, well, we got to do the red carpet, me and my husband. So that'll be cool. And then
That will be awesome.
we all got tickets to the award show. So if by chance I won, the whole family would be there to watch me muddle through my little speech, right? I think when I was at the International Singer-Songwriter Awards in 2024, I went down to Atlanta for those and I won. And my speech was ridiculous. I was like, I live on a farm away from people and I'm just really happy to be here. Because I'm like in the middle of nowhere, like songwriting all the time, and I play in my living room all the time, right? But I don't really get out,
Right.
especially into a big crowd ever, hardly, right?
When is it? When are the awards?
They are September 19th and 20th.
That's coming up right away.
Well, my husband's birthday is on the Saturday, so we're just calling it a birthday trip.
Yeah, absolutely. Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you head out in September. Is there a way, like, how will we know if you won? Like, do they live stream the awards?
I don't know.
Will we watch your page? Is that the best?
Watch my page. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure if I win, I will be posting videos.
Like right away?
Like right away. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah, because everybody's going to be wondering.
Yeah.
Right. And I don't want to put extra pressure on you. Like there's 9 other nominees, right?
Yeah.
Or
Well,
8.
there's 8. Yeah.
8 other nominees
Yeah.
and yourself. So I'm sure you've already put enough pressure on yourself. I don't want to put extra pressure on you. But
think
you're right. Just being nominated
is great.
huge.
Yeah, it is. It really is. But when I won in Atlanta, I didn't post anything online for I think a good hour and a half. We were actually waiting for our Uber to pick us up from the awards to take us back to the hotel, and that's when I just clued in. I'm like, oh, I should put something out on social media.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, what would it mean to win though? Now I will put some pressure on you. How would it change? How would it change Caroline Parke and what she does with her music?
Oh, Kurt, you're asking me to dream.
Because you've dreamed, like you've,
Yeah,
but this isn't like this. This is nothing new. You have to, you're laying there in bed and I go, wow, if I won, man.
Well, it's a double-edged sword, right? Because if you win and you actually gain momentum and gain success, like my husband has told me that the first chunk of money I make, I need to buy him a combine. So I'm not all that motivated, No, it's a joke, but it's
maybe it isn't.
It's a long running joke, right? He's like, if we got a combine, we would be invincible as a farm, because we don't have a combine at all right now, right? We just swath everything and bale it. But anyhow, I just it would be great. It would just be really great.
Are you still doing your songwriting sessions?
I am, yeah. They'll start again in September. I just go September to April. It's once a month at Second Cup.
Right. Where do you find out more information about Caroline Parke?
I would say the best place would be either YouTube or my Facebook page. And I'll also put it on my website too. I have carolineparkemusic.com.
Okay.
Yeah. But I generally, the week before the songwriting sessions, I'll put out a post about it, and I'll share it in what's happening in Lloydminster or something like that.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
You're going to do a song for us.
I could. Yeah. Okay.
That would be great.
Okay.
And we want to remind everybody that we don't have the walls covered in, like there's going to be some bounce back. Okay. Yeah. This helps. The backdrop certainly helps.
It's a beautiful backdrop.
Dents in the music, but we're also facing the other wall. So,
and I will say that I don't have my lead guitar player, so this is just raw songwriting.
What are you going to play for us?
It's called That's Living, and it's just basically about what I find to be very normal stuff. But whenever I have people out to visit that are from town or from the city, they're like mesmerized by this stuff. And I thought, well, they find that interesting, and I find that interesting that they find that interesting, and maybe I'll write a song about it. So
thanks for playing it.
Here you go. Thanks. Okay. Sun's setting soon, I hear a pack of coyotes, bears on the prowl and they're running through the corn, geese overhead and they're honking those horns. My head hits the pillow and I'm gone until the morn. Now the sun's rising soon, fields are full of fog, coffee's in the pot, now the fog is burning off. Then the water's flowing and I'm filling up the trough, and I'm glad I'm in the country, yeah, I'm living close to God. Yeah, that's living. We're really living here, rural living. Yeah, there's just nothing quite near this good. Well, the well is out of water and there ain't no one to call. We're every skill and trade, yeah, you know we do it all. We maintain all of our junk and jimmy rig it if we can. Well, we never buy it new, we got a better plan. Food is piping hot, so we gather all around. We receive it with our thanks, 'cause it's coming from our ground. Yeah, we're always eating good and taking care of all the land, helping one another while we're building future clans. Yeah, that's living. We're really living here, rural living. Yeah, there's just nothing quite near this good.
Good job, Carolyn. That was awesome.
Thanks.
Yeah.
The chorus, when I say there's nothing quite near, I actually wanted to say like there's nothing quite near here because we're in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
But anyhow, you got to spin it positive, right? Every time. That's my kind of mandate when I write a song, is that I want to look through a happy lens.
Well, that a lot of people can relate to that song.
Yeah,
right?
I think so. Yeah.
Where do you get the album?
You can get it, just send me a message, or you can go on my website, and yeah, I got a e-commerce thing going on there.
Okay.
Yeah, you bet. And actually it's on also for sale at Dawn Interiors and Fashions, downtown Lloydminster.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Yes, I knew that too.
Yeah.
Thank you, Carolyn.
Yeah,
Appreciate
thanks
this.
for having me. It's really great.
And good luck.
Yeah, thanks.
We'll all be watching, that's for sure.
I will keep you posted.
Okay. We'll take a break and be right back and introduce you to Vaughn Bieker here on Live with Kurt Price, presented by Harris Electric.
Summer is here, and that means campouts, cookouts, backyard barbecues, and bacon breakfast. And when it comes to feeding your family, Diamond 7 Meats is right there with you. Diamond 7 Meats proudly provides locally sourced meats with no additives or fillers, just great tasting steaks, juicy burgers, tender pork chops, and some of the best smokies you'll ever roast over the fire. Plus, delicious beef jerky for those summer road trips. We're family owned and operated. Diamond 7 Meats, serving local families with quality products and the protein you need to fuel those busy summer days.
I'm Brian Zinchuk of PipelineOnline.ca. I used to be a pipeliner, and I've spent the last 15 years reporting on energy in Saskatchewan. PipelineOnline.ca provides comprehensive coverage of light oil, heavy oil, lithium, helium, power production including coal, wind, solar, geothermal, natural gas, and nuclear. There's a lot happening in Saskatchewan's energy sector, and Pipeline Online is there for all of it. No one else comes even close.
How can you help support the oil and gas industry and jobs in Western Canada? The answer is closer than you think. Sell your scrap metals to PWM Steel. PWM sells scrap iron to Evraz, located in Regina. Evraz's #1 customer is the energy sector, building pipes and plates for the oil and gas industry. PWM Steel is your locally owned metal recycler and steel service center in the area. Plus, they're a strong supporter of the community. PWM Steel, your top steel supplier for Alberta and Saskatchewan for 40 years. It's more than just taxes at L&A CPA. Assurance, accounting, retirement planning, estate planning, business consulting, financial consulting, farm program support, and bookkeeping. But yes, there is always taxes. The team at L&A CPA is committed to helping you achieve your best results and will be there to assist you every step of the way. L&A CPA, with offices in Provost, Vermilion, and Lloydminster.
Superior Water specializes in nothing but water, and with over 23 years in the business, they're proud and confident that their water and their service is superior. For iron filters, water softeners, reverse osmosis distillers, chlorine removal, and H2S odor removal, give Superior Water a call today at 780-875-6636 and stay hydrated with pure, clean water. I drink Superior Water because I like the taste. After all, it is superior
Water. I want to welcome you back to Live with Kurt Price, presented by Harris Electric. And we want to welcome our special guest today is Vaughn Bieker, who will be performing here in Lloydminster on August 29th at the Vic Juba Community Theatre. It is a complimentary show, which means tickets are free because of the sponsorship. It's brought to you by the Government of Alberta and the City of Lloydminster. Show starts at 7:30. And Vaughn Bieker, thank you for giving us some of your time. Really appreciate it.
Oh, so happy to be here, Kurt. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. You're a Alberta born and raised artist, so it makes sense you're playing Alberta Day. Where did you grow up, Vaughn Bieker?
Well, I'm in Edmonton, talking to you from Edmonton right now, and this is kind of where I've lived my whole life, born and raised here.
Okay, what got you involved in music in the first place?
Oh man, it's just kind of always been in my blood, I think, since I was a kid. I always one of my very first like music memories is going to a Zellers and buying Michael Jackson's Bad on cassette with my own money. And I remember it being $8, which was a lot of money because I was probably about 8 years old at the time. And it came in, I don't know if you remember, cassettes used to come in these big, tall plastic things.
Yes, I do, especially at Zellers.
At Zellers, yeah. So I don't know why, but I remember that being the first like hard-earned money I spent on music, which was money well spent. Pretty good record, I would say, to spend your $8 on.
So what kind of music does Vaughn Bieker play?
Well, oddly, not very much like Michael Jackson, I would say. Although I'm working on a record with some more kind of dancey stuff on it now. But I would say I call it indie folk. I find that to be a pretty big umbrella that you can put a lot of stuff into. So songwriting is really important to me. I really labor a lot, care a lot about the words in the songs and kind of that they, for the most part, there's some meaning there or something beyond kind of a catchy melody that you can kind of get into the more you listen to the song. So it's kind of rewarding the more times you listen to it. So music that moves me is really more important than genre, but anything from folk, kind of like guitar driven folk to kind of more band, I guess like indie rock. Some of the tunes would be just straight up rock and roll as well. Yeah.
So growing up, you mentioned Michael Jackson. You don't just start playing kind of folk music. When do you start getting into that kind of music? And who are your influences when it comes to artists?
Yeah, so I think the thing that I carry forward from Michael Jackson and kind of 80s pop is I really love a good strong hook, a good chorus, something you can sing along to. So I think I've carried that through kind of my folk sensibilities. But from the songwriting side, um, I'm a big fan of Canadian artists like Bruce Cockburn, Leonard Cohen. Those are kind of my lyrical Mount Rushmore artists that if I could write a song half as good as some of their biggest tunes, then I think I've done pretty well. Um, I love I listened to Tom Petty growing up as well, and I think like his Wildflowers album. I remember buying Wildflowers when that came out and feeling like it wasn't what any of my friends were listening to, and I was pretty uncool, but I I really loved that record. And I remember also really getting into the Forrest Gump soundtrack. I don't know if you remember that soundtrack, but it was
Yep.
this huge double CD soundtrack, and it had so many good kind of 60s folk songs on it too, that really kind of went into the mix. So there's a whole bunch of stuff in the stew that makes Von Beeker who he is, I guess.
So when you're writing, are you writing on life experiences, or where do you find your inspiration?
Yeah, I think some of my favorite songs I've written are a lot of them are kind of travel logs or stories of places I've visited. And I've kind of learned as I've done more and more songwriting over the years to keep good notes because I don't always remember the things I want to remember later. So now if I have an experience that's just really moving to me for one reason or another, I'll literally get out a notebook and just start writing down things people have said or things I've seen, and not necessarily a song, but I have a feeling it's going to make its way into a song later. So I want to have these kind of reference points. And then maybe months later when I'm writing the song, for whatever reason, though, that's the experience that comes to me, and I can pull up those notes and be like, oh yeah, this person I've got a song called Asheville that we're going to play at our show in Lloydminster that came out of having this, it was one of the first times I traveled after kind of the COVID lockdown times. And so I don't know, anybody who's been on an airplane since then knows that it's still weird. But it was really weird then, and it was just like nobody knew what to do. Everybody was kind of on edge, and it was just all these things that were really standing out to me in the airport. So I was making all these notes of one thing in particular was there was this guy, this older man and a younger girl that walked by in the airport, and I heard him say, the worst part of it is she's becoming more like your mother every day. And I thought, man, I don't know any of the context around that story or what's going on there, but that is such a horrible thing to say. I thought, if it's his daughter or something, like what a horrible thing to say. So, being the songwriter, whenever I hear something that like that, I try and milk it for all it's worth. And so I wrote it down, and it was days later that I was sitting in Nashville, North Carolina, in this little bus stop, and it was pouring rain, and I was stuck. I couldn't move because it was just this torrential downpour, which we've had a lot of here in Edmonton the last few days. And so this song came to me then, and I was able to go back and kind of pull up these kind of weird experiences had in the airport getting there a few days earlier. So yeah, it'll be stuff like that. A lot of it is personal experience or stories I see happen around me, and then I use a little bit of, I'm a firm believer in never let the truth get in the way of a good story. So I'll kind of expand from there, right? But it's usually grounded in reality at the start, and then there's a little bit of embellishment or things that happen along the way.
Yeah, maybe it was a good thing she's turning into her mother. Who knows? But you mentioned we're going to play that. Tell us about your band.
Yeah, so I'm really, really lucky to have a really fantastic 5-piece band. So I'm lead vocals and guitars. My friend Nathan Carroll plays a whole bunch of stuff. He's going to be playing guitars and keys, I think, at this show, and singing as well. And then we've got Laura Craig on saxophone and vocals. And man, having a saxophone is just such a joy. It's this great texture in the band, and especially on some of the bigger songs, it really brings things to life. Matt Greer is our kind of rock steady drummer in the back, and Matt is awesome because he's got such a great sense of humor. So if you were able to be in the room for sound check, I'm sure you'll hear Matt doing some sort of hilarious mic check that I can never. He's got all these jokes I can never remember, so he's always good to have. And then Tim LaRiviere is a good friend of mine who has played bass with me for years. So yeah, it's a great band because we play together really well, but we also play together really well. We really like spending time together, so we're excited to get in the vehicle and head down to Lloydminster and just spend the whole day together and evening together. It's gonna be a great time.
When you started performing music, when did you start to realize you might be able to do this for a career?
Well, I'm still not sure I'm at that point, Kurt. But
you're traveling. You're traveling right across the country.
Yeah, I'm doing it. Like whether I can do it or not, I am doing it. And I think that was about 10 years ago, I guess now. It sure went fast. And I think if I knew kind of the trajectory of being an independent musician, I'm not sure if I would have gotten into it 10 years ago, but I told myself it was going to be great. And I started. I had a moment where, as I said way at the beginning of our chat, I was really young when I knew music was something that was really important to me. And I started writing songs when I was kind of in my teens, played in a couple bands, and I just had always kind of pushed it down, thinking it was something that wasn't important enough to give my time to, or it wasn't a real job or a real thing to pursue. So I'd always kind of pushed it down and done it as a side thing. And when I was in my mid 30s, I had this moment where I was like, if there's anything if I'm on my deathbed and looking back on my life and there's anything I didn't try to do, this is the one thing I would be the most upset about, because this is kind of, I just feel deeply in my bones. This is kind of the gift that I've been given, that I have to give back to the world in some way. It's kind of the thing that saved my life the most over the years. And if I can help songs do that for somebody else, that's really important to me. So that's when I decided this was how I was going to spend my life. Whether it's a sensible career or not is another question, but it's certainly something I don't regret doing.
When you get to that point, you need somebody to kind of encourage you. Who's that been for you?
Yeah, so many people. I mean, my wife is a huge encouragement, and also, has a good steady job, which is helpful. And she's been, she's been so wonderful in kind of um, enabling me, empowering me, being by my side as I pursue this, and kind of especially in the early days as it's gotten a little easier and opportunities have gotten a little bigger, and things are moving in a direction that I'm really happy with right now. But it's taken so much work to get even to this point, and so I'm really grateful for her for sure.
Von Bieker is our guest. He's performing here in Lloydminster on August 29th, 7:30 at the Vic Juba Community Theatre. It will be the first big show in the newly renovated Vic Juba Community Theatre as well. Have you ever played in Lloyd before, Von Bieker?
I haven't. It's my first time in Lloyd. I'm so excited to be there, and I'm really excited to be like part of kind of christening this new redo of the theater. That's so awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. Where can we find your music?
Anywhere fine music is sold or streamed, I'll be there. So yeah, just look up Von Beeker, Apple Music, Spotify, Bandcamp, any of those places online. My website is vonbeeker.com. But if I'm on all the socials. If you see a guy in a bow tie, it's most likely me. So
You wear that all the time?
when I'm performing, yeah, yeah. Yeah, and if anyone out there wants to wear a bow tie to the show, that's always makes it a more fun time. I'll have a little surprise for you of some sort, I'm sure. So
That's awesome. When your career is taking off and you're trying to make a living at this, is the best way for people to support self-made artists like yourself is purchasing the music? Is that the best way? Come out to a show, just find a way to encourage that way?
yeah, yeah, there's I've got a pretty strong community through my website. I have something called Backstage, Von Beeker Backstage, which is like my kind of my online newsletter. I try and send something out to people every week just about things that I'm writing or experiencing. And some people there is like a way to kind of almost like a Patreon or like a way to support me financially through that as well. And some people choose to do that. Some artists have something like that set up where you can just directly support an artist because the kind of economy around music has gotten so weird, right? With streaming. I'm sure people know who are listening. Streaming is fantastic for music discovery and convenience. It's not great for artists actually making a living. So people are generally really good and support when they can. So yeah, buying music through Bandcamp is a great way to do that digitally. Bandcamp is a website where you can still buy MP3s and all that music. Most of that money goes directly to the artist. Or I will have CDs. I have vinyl records as well. Some beautiful blue limited edition vinyl records that I'll have available at the show as well. So of course, those are the best ways to do that. And we appreciate all the support that people can give. And yeah, go out, whether it's my show or another show that's happening in Lloyd, like get out there and see shows live. You won't regret it. It's some of the best times I've ever had as at live shows, and it makes a huge difference to the industry and to the artist that's playing for you.
We can see the studio kind of in the background. You record all your music there?
I record a lot of other artists here in Edmonton.
Oh, okay.
So I'm working on about 30 songs for various artists right now, which is keeping me pretty busy. But I also work on my own music here. I work with a couple other studios as well. So I'm working on a new record, hopefully out sometime next year, and working with a producer named Paul Zacharias. He's in High River, Alberta. I like working with other people because they can just kind of pull something out of me that I'm not able to get out of myself. So we'll do some of the work on that record here, and then we'll do a bunch of it with him as well.
Now you're not alone in the studio, but somebody's being very well behaved. Who is that behind you there?
Oh yeah, that's my Chihuahua, some sort of hybrid Chihuahua dog. We're not sure. Named Gloria. She was a Mexican rescue, and yeah, she's very well behaved. If you were here in person, Kurt, I'm afraid to say she would not be as well behaved.
Okay.
She's pretty reactive to people she doesn't know. She always wants to protect us, so she thinks she's a lot mightier than she is. But yeah, a lot of days she just kind of curls up and spends the day down here with me, which is pretty nice.
Von Bieker is performing once again on August 29th at the Vic Juba Community Theatre. Get your tickets today by going to vicjubatheatre.ca or call to the box office at 780-872-7400. They do have summer hours on right now, so go to the website and find out what those hours are if you are calling. But we encourage you to come out and support an Alberta-raised artist on Alberta Day. Thank you, Von Bieker.
Thanks, Kurt. Yeah, and if you're at the show, please come say hi.